Okay, we got a lot to go, so let's just jump right in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is the Amber Heard testimony, day 17. And finally, she got off the stand, so we don't have to listen to her anymore. So the first thing I want to talk about is this. Look at this. You likely won't see Amber Heard in the UK again. British legal experts confirmed she could face police probe for perjury in UK court after her testimony yesterday. Really? That's spicy. I like that. I like that. Good, good. Because damn, it just feels like it feels like Amber Heard has lied so much in this trial. That's what it feels like. It feels like she just keeps on lying and keeps on lying and keeps on lying, and she's just gonna get away with it all. But luckily, excuse me, not gladly. Luckily, in the court of public opinion, she's absolutely screwed. So we can be happy about that. So let's just get into it. Oh, as well, yesterday I said I felt sorry for Amber Heard. I didn't mean it like, oh, poor Amber Heard. No. You know how I felt sorry for Amber Heard? You know, like when you're watching a fight out in public, two people are fighting, and then one of them's getting their ass kicked, and they're like on the floor, and they're getting beaten the fuck up. Okay, I felt sorry for her like that. Like, because she was getting her ass handed to her on the stand by Camille Vasquez yesterday. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like, oh, poor Amber Heard. Oh, fuck that. No. Amber Heard's a horrible person. Horrible person. She ruined Johnny Depp's life. And right now, let me see. Hold on. I think Pirate 6 would probably already be out right now. And they maybe would be working on Pirate 7. So I think we as public, we've been robbed of Jack Sparrow in Pirate 6 and 7. And I can tell you right now, when they do make that Pirate 6, nobody's going to go watch it. I'm not going to go watch that crap. And I'm not going to go watch Aquaman 2 either. You know, sorry, Jason Momoa, but, you know. Okay, so I got in 30 minutes late. Let's just jump right in. I got in 30 minutes late because, you know, I was coming out in traffic and all that stuff. So when I got here, they were talking about the Australia incident. Ms. Vasquez goes off on her about the injuries she testified to, but she never got any medical treatment. We've been talking about that for a long time. Amber says, I didn't seek medical treatment. Well, you know what? Whatever. We all know she's fucking lying. And then Vasquez starts talking about Dr. Kipper and how they were both of their doctors, right? And Amber says that he wasn't her doctor. He was assigned to her, just like Falati. That Falati wasn't her nurse. She was just assigned to her. Yeah, right. See, and those kind of little lies, so obvious. So then they pull up the deposition of Heard transcript day 2. They play it, and you can hear the lawyer say, he was your doctor at this point, and Amber Heard says about Dr. Kipper, yes, he was. And then they start talking about how she arrived back in LA, and now we're going to get into a bunch of photos. So they start talking about the Australia thing, right? Well, they were talking about the Australia thing. So we got this photo of the mirror, and then when Heard is asked about it, she deflects, but then she eventually says yes. And then they got another photo in the mirror, and when Heard is asked about it, she deflects again, but she says no this time. So then Vasquez says, well, you didn't capture yourself in the mirror, did you? And Heard's like, no. And Vasquez says, well, why not? Well, because I didn't try. I wasn't trying to. See, if you were actually injured, if a person was actually injured, you'd want to have that on film. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So that's how we know she's lying again. And then another photo. Oh no, still no pictures of her either. Is that because you didn't have any visible injuries? Vasquez asked her, and she said it's because I was taking a picture of the writing on the mirror. So then they start talking about the red lipstick on the mirror. You can see it there. And then another photo of another mirror. This is the one that Ben King took. And then they start playing an audio of Amber Heard. Depp saying he went to 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms to escape the fight. So I think it's pretty obvious now that we can say this. Amber Heard wanted him to stick around and fight, so that way he would fight her and he would injure her, and then she could use it to take all his money. I think that, not even I think, I know that. I'm absolutely positive of that now. So then they start talking about, let's see, the reference you just listed is exactly what happened. And she says, oh, Vasquez tells her, you assaulted him with a bottle. And Heard says, I could never assault Johnny, ever. Yeah, right. And then Vasquez says, you pursued him because he was avoiding talking to you and he was avoiding working it out. And she says, you're incorrect. And Vasquez tells her, you weren't scared at all. And she said, and Amber Heard tells her, I have a mixed relationship. One when I'm scared with Johnny, and one when I love him. Look, first of all, if you're abused and the guy is an abuser, you're not going to be talking to him the way that Amber Heard talks to him. You're not. Okay, it's not going to happen. Because women that are abused, when they're talking to their abuser, they're afraid of what they're going to say, because they're afraid if they say something, he's going to get mad and he's going to want to hit them in the face or something. So when we've already heard all the audios, not only was she the aggressor in all the audios, she was telling him off all the time. And if a woman that's abused was to be talking like that to her abuser, she's going to get knocked the fuck out by that guy. So I think that that's so easy to see now. It's so easy that he was not the abuser, because this relationship doesn't follow normal, this relationship doesn't follow normal abuse rules. And we all know that that's true. If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's a duck. And this one isn't a duck. See, it's not that hard to understand, Amber. And you want to know why? One of the reasons that I do feel bad about what she's done is because she's dug herself so deep. And when you're at this level, when you're this deep into your lies, there's no way to get out. None. And I said this the other day. There is no good outcome for her. There is none. Unless she can win this case somehow and then just have to be paid $100 million by Johnny Depp. I think that's the only way it's going to be good for her. Because then with all that money, she's going to be able to use it and whatever. But if she loses and she has to pay, she's not going to be able to get any movies. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Nobody's going to watch any of her movies, so she's not going to be able to pay $50 million to Johnny Depp. And what's going to happen to her when she goes into a depression because she can't get movies? Because that's how people like that are. When they can't do what they love doing, they go into a depression, they get mad. So, it's kind of iffy. It's kind of iffy. If she doesn't win this, I genuinely have a feeling she's going to. So then they start talking about March 23rd, 2015. Heard claims another incident in the Penthouse ECB. She found text from another woman, so she confronted Johnny about this and about him cheating. But yet it was 2 weeks after he allegedly raped her with a bottle. See, if he raped you with a bottle and it was so bad, why the hell would you still give a shit and give a shit about him cheating, even if he was texting another woman? Like, why would you care? So then she keeps turning to the jury every single one of these questions, and then they start talking about Debbie Lloyd again, and the claim that Depp threw a Red Bull can at Debbie Lloyd, which sounds like total bullshit. And then they start talking about how, do you know what a deposition is? Vasquez asks her. Yes. When someone provides testimony under oath. Yes. And she says, Lloyd testified Depp never threw a can of Red Bull, and Heard trying to say Lloyd forgot. And then Heard saying, to be fair, I just don't remember. Okay, fine. See, and answers like that, and I mean, she did say more, but it's basically that, to be fair, I just don't remember. And then she rambled on. And answers like that, dude, why even listen to you? If you're going to answer that way, why even listen to you? So then they start talking about McGivern coming in the room. McGivern said she punched Johnny. Then they bring up the diary, and this diary is crazy. You got to see these. And then they show a picture of the love notebook, a picture of Depp and Heard, and you can see how his finger's all banged up. And then in the love, we're going to go through the notes right here real quick. May 22nd, 2015, Heard, he swung. Hold on. No, here it is. I want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste. What? In the note, that's what Amber Heard wrote to Johnny Depp, and she calls this a love note. And it said, "I want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste." What the fuck? Okay. And then another entry, April 8th. I'm sorry, I can get crazy. I'm sorry I hurt you. Like you, I can get wicked when I am hurt, shattered. I felt abandoned about the Lily Rose thing. I'm so sorry for my party. None of this is an excuse for hurting you. I love you, Steve. You're the last person I'd ever hurt. So then they show the photo of her with scars, and Vasquez calls her out about self-harm. And she says, I told my mom that I wanted to do that once, but that was when I was a teenager. Yeah, right. So then they start talking about the train story. And yesterday I made a mistake where I said boat. So that's my mistake. It was train. It was supposed to be train, but you saw the photo, so it's the same thing. So then they show the photo of showing Johnny Depp with injury, and she says, I disagree. This one is photoshopped. I don't even have anything to say about that. It's so fucking stupid. I don't even have anything to say about that. Oh, and so many times I was just going like this, and I was just face palming so hard today. And that's why I'm glad her testimony ended early. Thank God. And then another one, July 22nd, 2015, my husband, happy honeymoon. Another note, August 1st, 2015, I couldn't have imagined a more gorgeous honeymoon. I love you more with every passing day. Another one, August 2nd, 2015, I hope things said in anger and pain were just that, and that you miss and love me too. I miss my warm, loving husband. Another one, August 15th, my love, why do we ever fight? Why? I love you more than anything else. And then that's when she said it. It was when she said, this is a book of apologies, Vasquez told her. And she says, no, this is a book of love letters. And I was like, yeah, no, this is a fucking book of apologies, because that's all she's doing is apologizing to him. And just like this next one as well. In August, another one. I'm sorry I shook the wheel so hard. I love you, Johnny. I love you. Let me try to fix this. Let me try to patch this up. You deserve it. We need each other. I need you. I love you. Slim. And then another one, December 2015. And then they go on after that to December 2015, where Falati saw Heard. Okay. Erin Falati, which is the nurse, and she saw Amber Heard, right? And then so apparently Heard says, she didn't see me in the medical sense. So when the attorney asks you, did you see her? That's your first response? Or is it because that's what your lawyers told you to say? Exactly. Ugh. So then they start talking about the Bahamas. And then they show this photo. I'm going to post it right there. They show the photo of the bed frame. Remember, she allegedly said that he like broke it or something. But then they show a photo of a pocket knife on the bed. And Amber Heard is like, oh, I've never seen that. I don't know where that's from. So then they also, again, like I said, they start talking about the Bahamas incident. It was on the 15th, and they went to the Bahamas on the 23rd. And she's like, I believe it was the 23rd. Like, you could tell because her voice went an octave higher. You could tell she was lying again. So then, get this. Apparently, after this hardcore incident of abuse, she had a photo shoot with some guy. What is it? Greg Williams, a photo shoot. So now we're going to show all these photos. Here we go. A photo of Heard on the island. Then another photo. Then another one. Then another one. Then another one, then another one. But yet, all these photos, this is after she got fucked up. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. You're a fucking liar, lady. So then they start talking about Terry Roberts' testimony, that she witnessed an argument between Depp and Heard, and how Depp was trying to escape. They talk about Amber Heard testifying about how Depp was nodding off, and that when he nodded off, he spilled wine on me 3 times, and that she was mad. But yet the Johnny Depp's kid was there. So I don't know. I don't believe that. That's hard to believe. Like, you expect me to believe this guy did hardcore drugs in front of his kids? Like, I've known drug addicts before. Even drug addicts, like hardcore drug addicts, like, they don't want their kids to see what they're doing because they feel ashamed. Like, and I'm talking about hardcore drug addicts. Like, I used to live in the life. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. So no, even drug addicts don't want their kids to see what's going on. So then they bring up the 5th witness statement from the UK, and then Amber Heard says, "Oh well, I told 5 different statements, so it's really hard to remember." So are you admitting that you changed your story 5 times? Is that what you're admitting, Amber? I think that's called perjury. So then she says they were talking about when he spilled the wine on her 3 times, and Amber says I challenged him to find a woman that won't jump and scream when he spills wine on you 3 times in a row. So then they started talking about Amber Heard doing drugs, and Vasquez tells her, "You never changed your behavior to support Mr. Depp, did you?" And she says, "I never had a problem." Okay. Because she took him to Hicksville. They started talking about Hicksville. They started talking about doing drugs there. They started talking about doing drugs on the Russia flight. And then they start talking about how she tells her, so you were basically lying to the jury claiming you only did mushrooms. So you see, this is what happens when you lie that many times. It's so obvious that you're lying. So they're going to be able to call you on it. So then they talk about an email, February 1st, 2015. This is a schedule for your wedding. And she says, no, it was quite different. And the only reason she said that is because it literally says on her schedule, it says drugs and I forgot it was something else, but it said drugs, the word drugs in the schedule. Are you stupid? Like, what is wrong with you putting that on a piece of paper, on a document? That is so dumb. And then she says, did you do drugs on your 30th birthday? Yes, it was a big mistake. And she says, you asked Mr. Depp to bring you alcohol. That's why he was late. Now, yesterday I said I thought it was because of weed. So apparently it wasn't because of weed. Oh, wine. I'm sorry. It was wine, not weed. And she says, yes, the place where we keep the alcohol is close to the elevator. I told him I wouldn't bite his head off about drinking and doing drugs. So you were a nag. That's what it was. You were fucking nagging him all the time. So then they talk about text messages that same month on the 30th. And it says, hey, baby, well, on her 30th birthday, hey, baby, bring up something to drink and or a joint. I'm in if you are. Then, of course, the next day she went to Coachella. That's when she took shrooms and X and she drank. So she was sick for the whole day. And then they bring up the 30th birthday interrogatory, and Vasquez tells her, you told this jury that Depp grabbed you by the pubic area and pushed you down. Okay. And what does she answer? I just had not placed when that happened. I wasn't sure. So essentially she changed her story again. It's just tiring, and I'm so glad this is the last day. That's all it is. It's tiring hearing that woman lie. So then they show a video of her going to Coachella. They talk about how she left Coachella with the entire group, not alone with Jenkins. She basically threw that Jenkins guy under the bus. Then they play an audio of her and Depp that's hardly audible, but I did get some stuff here. It says, heard, that's what I came to figure out. And then Depp says, stop the promises. I don't want a divorce. I never wanted a divorce. And you can hear her crying. And then Depp says, you haymakered me, you came around the bed, you started punching me. She starts crying some more, and she responds, I'm not having, and the audio finishes, and then Heard says, I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. What? Like, that's, whatever. You heard what she said. I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. I don't even have to go into it what that is, because that's what happens. It's like, listening to this woman talk, it's honestly, you can see what it's like to have an argument with her, because she's probably one of those people that changes the subject all the time when you're arguing. She's one of those, and then, well, this, and then no that, and then this, and then no that. And then once you're arguing with her, you're just like, because it's so tiring. It's because you have to follow them, right? They try and lead you along so that way they can trick you into everything that's going on, and then they gaslight you, and then they tell you you're delusional. So you can really see all the tactics that she uses. So they start talking about Tara Roberts' testimony, and she's saying that she witnessed an argument between Depp and Heard, and Depp was trying to escape her. Heard, she misrepresented it. Okay, fine. And you want to know what, dude? Towards the end and towards today, I have to honestly say I was so tired of her. How every single thing she answered, and every single time that she answered the way she did, I was just like, fine. That's literally what I was saying the whole fucking time. Because I was writing everything down, and then I'd hear her speak, and I'd be like, fine. Like, dude, it's so tiring hearing someone lie just after, and lie. So then I had some technical difficulties with the stream, and that's why I'm so glad I'm not streaming anymore. It's such a pain in the ass. We just hit 20 minutes. Okay, so thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me on this one, because we're going to have a lot to go. So I think this is going to end up being like an hour long. So, thank you for liking and subscribing. Get to the next video ASAP. We will see you there.